With the slow decline of Halo Infinite and the pending release of games like WW3, BattleBit, and Boundary, I found myself scrolling through Steam's library and I found an interesting first-person shooter with the development ties to the popular game Escape from Tarkov. This game is none other than Hired Ops, and in this video I will be sharing my thoughts and opinions on this game. Now, Hired Ops is no new title, being in early access since 2016, a time where life was simpler and I wasn't prone to having an existential crisis every fucking morning. Hired Ops is the spiritual successor of Contract Wars, another first-person shooter made by the same developers. The game is a classic first-person shooter, similar to games like Call of Duty, and is a very simplistic arcade experience. The game features a bunch of different game modes which are prevalent in other games, some examples being Team Deathmatch, Gun Game, and Conquest. And best of all, the game is free to play on Steam if you guys want to check it out for yourselves. One of the most surprising aspects of the game is that it still has a small, dedicated player base, so wait times do vary quite a bit depending on where you're at. Now let's start the review off on a positive note. First, we're going to talk about the gameplay real quick because I do feel that this is the game's most redeeming quality. I was honestly surprised with the feel of this game. It is a slower paced shooter that rewards players for being slow and methodical and also tactical. The time to kill is incredibly fast for the most part, and so players with faster reaction times will honestly shine in this game. The gunplay is fairly decent, weapons feel quite unique for the most part, and you can really tell that the elements from Tarkov have made their way into this game, such as the lean mechanic, inventory system, and so on. The game also features an RPG skill tree system, which is kind of unique for a multiplayer shooter, where players can level up their character skills that offer additional perks and advantages. Overall, the gameplay is incredibly simplistic and decent. Hired Ops is a great game for blowing off some steam and dealing with boredom. Games are fairly fluid and enjoyable, and the game also borrows a CSGO-esque system where players can buy equipment to use against players with cash earned over the course of their matches. Now here is a snippet of gameplay of Hired Ops, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below.
Threat eliminated.
Overall, Hired Ops features some solid gameplay for a free-to-play shooter, and you can take that in both a good and bad way, depending on how you look at it. However, the game is truly far from perfect. For starters, the game lacks many industry-standard features, such as vaulting. There are railings and obstacles which honestly look like you should be able to get over, but you just can't for whatever reason, and it really makes the game seem incredibly dated and lackluster. Not to mention that the jump is god-awful. You seem to jump a measly 3 inches off the ground, and this probably translates to why it's so damn hard to get on top of objects. It honestly makes me feel like an elderly man who can't even make his way up a flight of stairs, let alone jump over a railing that only reaches up to my shins. Although the gunplay is great, some weapons seem to be overly powerful, like shotguns for example. They're like bloody snipers that can one-shot from insane distances, and the hit reg seemed to be off at times, although these instances were incredibly rare, and honestly, it might not have even been the game's fault, and it was probably just my garbage connection. But all this pales in comparison to the game's blatant incorporation of supply drops and pay-to-win systems. For starters, you have to get weapon attachments through supply drops. I know, pretty disappointing. Now you can argue that yes, supply drops are earned, but when other games have it so that you can actually play a game to unlock specific attachments for your weapons, it is honestly quite disappointing to see that in this game, you have to open a box that only offers you a chance to unlock an attachment that you want for a weapon. And going back to the pay to win aspects, well, you have to pay to unlock guns. Yep, no kidding. The game features an in-game currency used to purchase weapons and equipment in the game, And although you can earn currency through challenges, making it so that the best way to unlock weapons is through paying real money is honestly quite disappointing. Now I get it, the game is free and the developers need to earn money somehow, but giving players a competitive advantage through spending money is an atrocious system to implement into a first-person shooter, especially when developers of other games are making a huge amount of money off of cosmetics alone. Now overall, Hired Ops is interesting, the gameplay is pretty good, it's a fun shooter that honestly has great potential and I generally had fun playing it. The only things holding it back is the poor monetization, the lack of industry standard features, and although it would be great to see these things change, with how long the game has been out, I really don't see this changing anytime soon. But what do you guys think of Hired Ops? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And before we draw this video to a close, guys, make sure to check the link in the description down below where you guys can grab some t-shirts, hoodies, and more. The link to my merch store is in the description down below, so make sure you check that out. And also make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, as well as turn on post notifications so that you never miss a video just like this one. But of course, this is all the time we have for today, so guys, remember, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.